Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack on Productions. Today I'm Bancroft and bringing you another deck profile. Actually this one's not mine. We didn't get enough time for Jake to sit down to record his, so he let me borrow his deck to make this special video. So it is the Shroom and Salsa. So like always, if you enjoyed the content, there's buttons, click them, please, thank you. If you didn't, that's okay as well. But let's get into the video. Shroom and Salsa is a very interesting deck that likes the idea of removing battle cards from your opponent's drop. Now, I haven't actually fully piloted this deck before, but I've definitely read every card, and I've had this deck play against me in a previous game against Jake. So, when the card attacks, you draw one card. Once per turn, if this card is in battle, when you use a black battle card in the combo area, your opponent sends one battle card from the drop area to the warp. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's warp area, you draw one card. So potentially it's a draw two if your opponent has no battle cards in the drop, which is pretty nice. When your life is when your life is 4 or less, or your opponent has 4 more cards in the warp, you may draw one and flip this card over, also retaining 1 energy. Once you've now awakened, it retains the attack draw 1, which is always great. Also, it retains the activate, once per turn auto when this card's in battle. When you use a black battle card in a combo area, when your opponent sends one battle card from the drop area to their warp. If there are no battle cards, yada yada, they draw one card. Keep in mind, those are once per turn autos, so that means you can do it during your turn and your opponent's turn. Alright, activate main once per turn for 1 energy. If there is no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, choose up to 1 black evil wizard, demon realm race, or demon god with card. There we go. With an energy cost of 2 or less from your deck or hand, and play it. Then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So it helps you get skill lists to the board. It helps you get other engines onto the board to find other great things. So let's get into what I believe is the ideal turn 1. There could be 3 potential ones. And to shut down most metas right now, at least at our locals, you play Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. If you're not familiar with this card, it practically stops your opponent from playing battle cards using skills. You can also use this card to attack with to take a life, and it gains 10,000 power. But the main auto is when your opponent plays a battle card with 15,000 power or less using a non-keyword skill, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hands and places them in the drop area. That sucks, and people hate it. Other turn 1 plays, which are really good. Shenron Unison. So, this card can attack, and it would lose a marker from an attack. If it would lose a marker from an attack, you may place 1 card from your hand in the drop area instead. But it has 3 separate effects. 1. For 1 marker, you may choose one of your skillless battle cards, and that card gains double strike for the turn. Then draw 1 card. Not bad. For 0 markers, if you have no skillless battle cards in play 1 skillless battle card with energy cost of 2 or less from your drop area. So potentially if you went second, you swing with your leader, you combo with a skillless battle card, then you can turn around, pay 1 energy for Shenron, use its 0 to play that skillless to the board. And we'll go over the skillless in a second. For 7 markers, play all the skillless battle cards from your drop area. So that's not bad. So let's kind of go over these skillless real quick. The deck likes to run the Shroom and Salsa. There are 15k beaters, 5,000 combos. Nothing special. And the last of the potential turn 1 plays is the other Unison, Dabora. Auto, once per turn, when you use a black battle card in a combo, you add a marker to this card, and it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. Now, for 0 markers, if your leader card is a Demon Realm race, and you send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area if your leader card is Demon Realm race, send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp. So it just helps cycle the majority of the engine for the leader in this deck. For 4 markers, play up to 2 black evil wizard, demon realm race, or demon god cards with a different character names and energy cost of 2 from your deck or drop area, then shuffle your deck to hook them. So if you get to late game, you can bring these back using that effect as well, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of like what I think turn 1 plays should be. Let's go into potential turn 2 plays. So, play 3 of the Toas, which auto when this card is played, or attacks. Look up the top 5 cards of your deck, and add up to 1 Demon Realm race card among them to your hand and shuffle your deck afterwards. So using that, we can cycle or search for the skill list if you haven't seen them yet. The 2-drop Mecha Gabora, which practically, if you know what you're playing against, you can shut your opponent down for a turn, which is always nice. Now, granted, you cannot play this card during your next turn, but it has Activate Main. It's useless for his deck. Jake doesn't play the Dark Dragon Balls. Alright. The 3-drop Mecha Gabora has an Activate Main for 2 energy. If your leader card is black, Demon Realm Race, and you place this card from your hand and 1 card from your life to your drop area, send 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp, play up to 2 black battle cards of Evil Wizard and or Demon Realm Race with energy cost 2 and different character names that aren't Mecha Gabora cards from your deck, then shuffle your deck. Now, you can't do this twice, obviously, but if you've gone to turn 2 and you still haven't seen anything that could help you, playing this will get both those on the board. So, let's move this back over here. The card that threw me off against my game against Jake is Training Buddy Krillin. For 2 energy, when you play this card, if your leader card is black, choose up to 1 skillless battle card of energy cost of 2 or less from your drop area, play it, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 5,000 power for the duration of turn. So it can potentially get rid of problem cards. You play this for 2-drop, it's a 15k on the board, which gets another 15k on the board. And if you happen to establish earlier, let's just say you had Sharon turn 1. You know, you combo, you get the skills on the board. Your opponent takes care of it. That's fine. Turn 2, you play Krillin, you bring it back. And if you happen to draw them into another one, then you can just combo it and you Sharon, bring it right back. I mean, this deck loves to cycle these skills back to the board because it helps this next part of the deck out a lot. So, there we go. So, wow, this is not my deck, but it's Jake's. He went with 3 Shrooms, a new god. When this card attacks, send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, send it to the owner's warp. So, if your opponent doesn't have anything in their drop for you to choose, it practically gets rid of a card. I mean, that's awesome. It does have the Activate Main. This is how you get to play it. So, for 1 energy, choose up to 1 of your black skillless battle cards of energy cost 2 or 3. Return it to its owner's hand. Play this card for hand. Once again, cycling unisons. You could have this on the board prior. Either 1 of the skillless prior. Swing with it. Pay 1 energy. Bring them to your hand. There you go. Boom. Swing with this. Combo with it. Use the unison to play it back to the board. So, I mean, yeah. And once you play it back to the board, you can play the 5-drop Salsa because it has the exact same Activate Main, 1 energy cost. So, I mean, if you got super lucky on turn of your opening hand, you can potentially play both of these on turn 2. Alright. Auto, though, this one's a little bit different. When this card attacks, send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, I just lost my track. Choose up to 1 black Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, or Demon God card of energy cost 2 or less from your hand or drop area and play it. So, like I said, you have this huge, beautiful chain where you had the skills on the board prior. You swing, you use the effect to play this one, it comes back to your hand, you swing with that, you combo that, boom, it goes there. Then you turn around and use your unison if you happen on the board, to play it. You swing with it again, then Activate Main, you bring it back to your hand, you play that card, you swing. If they have nothing in their drop for you to get rid of, you just play it again. It's, if I'm reading that correctly, which I think I am. And with all of this removing cards of skills, he decided to go with 3 of the SS3 Tag Team Gohan. I mean, it's a blocker 15k that free plays itself when a black battle cards are removed from your battle area by a skill. Alright. Now, we're going to go into the closing package. There's really two different ways besides obviously going the aggro route. Dark Mask King. Deflect triple attack. Once per turn, when this card attacks, send up to 2 cards from your opponent's drop area to their warp. If your opponent has 10 or more cards in their warp, switch this card to active mode. Now, that is a once per turn auto. Second auto. If your opponent activates a counter skill during a battle with this card, send one of your opponent's life to the warp. Cool. Activate main for 4 energy. If your leader card is black and your opponent has 3 or more cards in their warp, play this card from your hand. So you can play it turn 4. It's not a bad card to play turn 4. Another card you can play turn 4 is Fu, the Dark Banisher. So overwhelm 8 triple attack, but the permanent when your opponent when your opponent can't activate skills unless they choose 1 card from their hand and send it to the warp. So if they want to stop all 3 attacks, go right ahead. But they have to get rid of it 2 cards just to do it. And if you manage to get the first attack go through, give that card a double strike. So now it's not only a triple attack, each attack's a double strike, which, depending on how the game goes, they're probably going to lose at this point. And for extra measures, there's 4 super combos, which if your life is... Sorry, this is the sparking one. So if you have 5 or more cards in your drop area, when you come with this card, draw 1 card. Some good pressure there. And the last 2 sets of cards he plays, he has 2 Protector of the People, so in case you're going against another aggro deck, you use this negate, and then each time your opponent attacks with a battle card, your leader gets plus 5,000 power as long as they're attacking your leader. Negate the attack, then you may choose 1 card in your hand, place it in the drop area. If you do, choose 1 leader card, and it gains the following effect. When this card is attacked. Yeah, when it's attacked. Just had to make sure I said that right. And last but not least, 4 power bursts in case you tap out. Use power bursts to take a life to negate the attack. And then that allows you to only pull 1 card in this whole deck, but it's not a bad card to pull because, like I said earlier, it stops a lot of decks. At least out of locals it does. So that's Jake's Shroom and Salsa. It's a pretty interesting deck. I got a chance to play against it, and very unique. Yeah, that's it. I mean, thanks for watching. Fluff out, right? Oh, yeah. Read your cards, know your plays, and fluff out.